Welcome to the Lair of Secrets. We've got mail. Inside this box should be the Dungeons & Dragons 2024 Monster Manual, which I have been eagerly anticipating since I started my test drive campaign in the world of Greyhawk back in November? December? Anyway, time to open the box. All right, here we go. This should be the Monster Manual. Came from WotC. I don't think I have any other books out there. So, let's see. The fun always of getting the box open. I mean, this is why you do the unboxings, right? And why we get mail in the first place, because everybody loves to open mail. Or at least, I love to open mail. So, here we go. All right. Very nice. All right, here we go. Monster Manual for Dungeons & Dragons 2024. I've been waiting for this one for a while. They released the original two books, the Player's Handbook and the DMG, back in the fall. And I was really hoping we would get the Monster Manual much quicker because I'm running a playtest campaign where we're like actually seeing how all the mechanics work, right? Which is cool, but I'm still running against monsters from the previous iteration of D&D 5th edition. It would have been nice to come up against their new iterations. And from what I've seen so far, I did get the early access through D&D Beyond before I got the physical copy. So I've been looking at some of the stat blocks online, and you know, it's been pretty good. I think the biggest thing about the stat blocks in this particular version is they get more like special abilities, right? So there's little things that they'll do. Let's see if I can go find my goblins, because I just ran them last night. There you go, goblins. So like a goblin warrior, they're getting these little nifty things, right? So they get their normal martial attack, which is just, slash with the scimitar for scimitar for a d6 plus 2 slashing damage. But if they have advantage, maybe they've set it up in some way so that they get that lovely extra dice roll, they get more slashing damage, so another d4 if they have that advantage. So that's kind of cool. And then they have their nimble escape, which is similar to what they had previously, which was disengage or hide action. Goblin boss, this is similar to what we had in the previous version, where you could redirect things. But we have a couple different goblins nowadays, right? So we've got goblin minions, goblin warriors, goblin hexers, all very good. Put them to test last night against 5th level characters and a bunch of halfling bosses, and one very large hill giant. And they did pretty well. I mean, they were cannon fodder, right? But I think the guys enjoyed the game we played. Now let me see if I can go find our hill giant here. Here we go. Look at that right there. Hill giant. This is another example of where stuff has changed. Hill giants would have thrown boulders before. Now they get a trash lob where they get to throw some rotting carcass at the players, and then it does bludgeoning damage and gives them the poisoned condition until the end of its next turn, which I remember correctly is disadvantage on attack rolls and skill checks. So just a little bit of flavor, because the hill giants are kind of gross. They've got random crap in their giant bags. It just adds a little bit more flavor to the giant themselves. There's a lot of those sort of like little tweaks in here. One of the ones that I was kind of surprised about is the Bandit, which I'm not really sure where they are in here. In the olden days, they would have been in the back. The Bandit has its offhand attack is a pistol, which is a little different for D&D. Normally we don't have firearms in Dungeons & Dragons as the default, but here we have in the Monster Manual, they've got a pistol as a default. So, I don't know, interesting. Still getting used to the organization of this. I guess those are just all of the random animal type things. But overall, I'm liking it. I'm liking the stat blocks. They've been very easy to read. I really like how, we have here the mod plus the save. I was using that last night with D&D Beyond and Roll20, and it worked lovely because you don't have to go hunting around for the save or calculate in your head. And anything that allows me to save time, I will like. So there you go. There is your Monster Manual for Dungeons & Dragons 2024, and I'm liking it. I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out in the rest of the Greyhawk 76 test drive campaign. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe on YouTube, or check us out at lairofsecrets.com.